So I'm on this journey of growing my Instagram channel, and I've documented the process so far. It's not gone quite to plan, and I'll speak more about this another time. But to help anybody who wants to do this, here are the 3 things I would do to start with. Number 1, you've got to identify who you're speaking to, your target audience, what their pain point is, and give them value through a solution. So I'm in the weight loss industry, so I'm very fortunate. I was able to go to university. I have a master's degree in sports nutrition, so that's what I talk about. So you know who you're talking to, offer them value. Number 2, you must then plan the topics. All right, so as you're looking at Instagram, you see anything good, collect the ideas and jot them down and then organize them. I left that a bit late today, and so I had like 80 jumbled up topics, and I've managed to arrange 30 topics. Write those down in a list, and then getting good at speaking on camera, because it is weird talking to a camera, especially if people are watching you. You'll get used to it, and you learn to come out of yourself. And so if you can find an amazing videographer like this person here, give us a wave, Jodie. Hello. Yeah, and find a location. I mean, the main thing is there's not a ton of background noise. So I would say one of the first things to invest in, if you're doing this on your own, just get a tripod and film yourself, and just start uploading videos regardless of how good they are. That's your first bit of equipment to invest in. Is of course you need a camera phone, then I would say a tripod, and then after this a microphone I would say is the next best investment, and then a light. And so that's what I'm doing today. I'm very fortunate I have a good location here. But if I didn't have this, what would I do? I'd go to the park or somewhere quiet, or even in your own home. Make sure there's good lighting. But yeah, they're the 3 key things. Who are you talking to? What value can you give them? How can you solve their pain? Or a topic you're interested in. Look at the type of YouTube videos you watch, and that's the kind of content you could talk about. If you're doing longer form, then plan 30 topics and then block film. My recommendation is not to film one video, edit one video, post one video. It just doesn't work. Block, brainstorm ideas, plan, then block record at least 7 videos, and then block edit. Very simple edits using InShot, I think is good at £40 lifetime membership. And yeah, just start uploading on Instagram. I was doing a reel a day. I don't recommend that. I think it's excessive. I think that if you're doing even 3 a week, 4 a week, it's great. And then they're the basics. And so yeah, this is a day of recording. I plan my topics, and here we go. Okay, so we're just setting up the camera, get the lighting and the angle right.
I'd say maybe just walk towards me a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like with the light. Oh my gosh.
So guys, just taking you along for the ride and being completely honest, transparent with you here. I am about to start doing my first video, and there are, just like if you've ever boxed before you get in the ring, there's some nerves. It's just your body getting ready, or that's the best way to frame it. If you frame it as, heck, what's happening? I don't feel good, I'm nervous, you will just get more nervous. If you say, hey, I'm gonna get the dirty reps out of the way, get some videos under my belt, and what's the worst that can happen? My body's just getting ready and sharpening up, then you'll get a better result. That's my advice if you feel a bit of pressure when you're about to film. Okay, so we're about halfway through. It's going well, it was going okay. I am prone to perfectionism, so I'm looking at everything that's going wrong, but I found you need to try not to do that. It doesn't serve you very well. If you keep focusing on the mistakes, you get more uptight and you just make more mistakes. And I know that that's very obvious and cliche, but I'm just, I guess, coaching myself even as I record this. If you can treat it as a game and have a bit of fun with it and loosen up, you just perform better on camera. So yeah, if you come to filming and you're new to it, and I'm talking to myself as well more than anybody, try to loosen up, focus on the positives, and if it takes 100 takes to get one video, then so be it. You have to just adopt the attitude of what's the worst thing that can happen. Something called fear setting by Tim Ferriss, which I really recommend looking into. So yeah, we're having a break as the camera's over there, and then we're gonna get back to it. So far, I've got about 18 bits of short form content. All right, so I finished with Jodie. We smashed it, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
So we captured a ton of content. A few days ago, I was not very well. My energy is not at what it could be. I would say the lesson learned today is I got away with it because I had a load of topics listed, like 80 topics. But just to have a list 1, 2, 3 does make it much more efficient when you're in front of the camera to go down the list and do the next one and the next one. The other thing to remember, guys, is when you're talking and you might talk about hydration and you screw up halfway through, just start again and continue. I used to try and get the whole video, the whole reel spoken in one go flawlessly. And if I made any mistake, I would say, no, I've got to start all over again. You absolutely don't need to do that. You can just chop in the editing, the bits you don't need, and it takes the pressure off, so I really recommend that. But yeah, day's editing done. I'm not going to be putting a reel out every day anymore. I think it's superfluous and it's very costly as well. By the time you've paid for the videography and the editing, it's not cheap. So I think it's just unnecessary. 3 or 4 reels enough. And what I'm going to start doing as well is on my YouTube channel, which is the partner to the Instagram channel, the weight loss channel, is called on Instagram James Ollie Mind Body. James Oli Mind Body, one word. You'll find me there. Or on YouTube, it's Mind Body Coach, and you'll see the blue logo circular with MBC. I'm going to start putting some long form content up on the YouTube channel. So I have just been putting till now shorts on there, but I've just sat with Jodie's a great videographer, like multi-talented and also interested in health. So that was a major bonus because Jodie was able to sit down and feed me some great questions. So if you can find a videographer who has some similar interests, they can kind of interview you as well and you can get content from that way. It does take a lot out of you guys, so though it's only 2 p.m, I'm gonna need to take an hour's break or something before I do the rest of my work for the day. But I hope this gives you an insight as to what it's like to capture some content rather, find a good location if you can, plan the topics, but the number one thing, and I keep saying it, is understand who you're talking to. What is their pain point and how can you help them? Every bit of content you give should benefit that person in some way. So I hope it's helpful, and yeah, onwards and upwards on this quest to growing my social media following. So the big takeaway from today, just having finished the filming, 2 things actually. Number 1, I definitely have some kind of cold virus, so it takes a lot out of you. But the second thing is definitely plan your posts in a Notion document, or write them down numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to, I did 38 bits today. It's very stressful trying to jump. If you just brainstorm topics, which is a good thing to do, and record them as they come to mind, but don't then organize them before you film. It's very stressful trying to do that in a filming session. So I know it's kind of boring, but try and plan your topics. For example, I'm in weight loss, so I will try and make sure I have 2 on fat loss, 2 on habit formation, 2 on how to work out, etc. So yeah, write them down before you start recording.